All right, man. Look, got another video. This one's going to be on why LeBron James might be the most overrated player of all time. He's up there with Will Chamberlain. He's up there with Tracy McGrady. He's up there with Allen Iverson as one of the most overrated players ever. Now, in this video, I'm going to focus on the early years with the Cavaliers and how the media and ESPN and the NBA, they already had these narratives set up for this guy before he even got into the league. And then Nike, is already setting this guy up to be a superstar, $90 million contract before he even signed with the Cavs. All right. Now, let's go over when he was drafted. He was 18 years old, fresh out of high school. Was drafted in 03, 04. Coincidentally, just so happened to be the same year that they removed hand checking from the league, and zone defense was prevalent all over the league, basically making it super easy for players to score in the NBA now compared to what it was in the 90s and in the 80s and before. They're making it so much easier to score by doing these things, removing hand checking and allowing zone defense. Uh, what a coincidence, quote unquote, that they happen to do that right when 6'9", 250-pound LeBron James, freak athlete, is coming into the league. And, they want to go ahead and make sure he gets to, boost up his points and everything. So, that's just a coincidence. Now, his rookie year, LeBron James comes in and he improves the Cavs record to a 35-47 record. Now, he averages 21 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 3.5 turnovers, 42% field goal. They missed the playoffs. Now, most LeBron fanboys will say, well, he was carrying. He couldn't make the playoffs with those scrubs. It couldn't be farther from the truth, man. Now, he had 4 players that were averaging double digits. All of them had a higher field goal percentage than LeBron, and all of them were averaging less turnovers than LeBron. So, no, he was not carrying. Matter of fact, he wasn't making teams better either. Now, 2004, 2005, their record goes to 42-40. But again, it's not LeBron James doing this by himself. Drew Gooden and Ilgauskas combined, they were averaging 31 points on 16 rebounds, 48% field goal. Now, that's a significant amount of help if you were trying to make the playoffs in the weak East. So, no, LeBron did not carry that team either. And again, they missed the playoffs. 2005, 2006, the Cavs now win 50 games. They make the playoffs that year, and you're thinking, wow, LeBron James finally gets to the playoffs, and now he can carry this team to a ring. But no, LeBron James goes for 65 turnovers in the playoffs to only 76 assists. That's got to be one of the worst assist to turnover ratios in NBA history. They get bounced out the playoffs by the Pistons, who still have Ben Wallace on their squad. That's going to come into play a little bit later. Now, 2006, 2007, he doesn't improve the record anymore, 50-32, but he did not carry that team to the playoffs or the finals that year. He had Larry Hughes averaging 15 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 1.3 steals a game on like 43% field goal that year. So no, he did not carry that team to the playoffs or the finals. He had help, plenty of help. Now, this gets to the 2007 playoffs. This is where LeBron's um, narratives and excuses and talking points really start to take off, because now we're seeing what he does when it counts. So ESPN and NBA has to save his legacy real quick. Otherwise, he's going to get labeled as a choke artist and overrated from the beginning. They can't have that when you got your cash cow in there. So 2007 first round. No, he did not carry his team over anything. First round, he plays the 41-win Wizards. Terrible, terrible record. Not a great team. But on top of that, they're already missing Gilbert Arenas and they're missing Caron Butler. So he was already facing a below average team or an average team without their best players. Now, Antoine Jameson, he was a 19-point scorer in the regular season, but when he had to step up in the playoffs, he boosts his points up to 32 points a game, 9 rebounds, 48% field goal, 35% from three-point. Yeah, they lose, but that shows you that that team was not shutting down good players, all right? Second round, they play another 41-win team. That's with the Nets. The Nets have no Mutombo, no Kenyon Martin, no Kerry Kittles. 41-win team doesn't have their best players or best defenders. Yes, they beat them. It still took them 6 games, but they beat them. Then in the third round in the Eastern Conference Finals, they play the Pistons again. But lucky for LeBron, this time Ben Wallace is not in there clogging up that paint, making them think twice and have to take mid range all day. No, without Ben Wallace, all they have at bigs are an old Rasheed Wallace, McDyess, and Weber were all in their 30s, all had dealt with injuries already, and were all just role players at that point. And it still took LeBron quite a bit of effort to beat that team. Now, 2007 finals, they actually play a good team. The '07 Spurs with Parker, Ginobili, Bruce Bowen, and of course Tim Duncan. Yes, that's a tall feat for anyone, any team. But LeBron did not carry his team against them. He actually dragged them down to be worse than they actually were. Let me show you what happened. Game one, LeBron James, for the game, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 6 turnovers in 44 minutes. You got to understand, in the first half, LeBron went 0 for 7, only scored 4 points off of free throws, had 2 turnovers. Second half, he goes 4 of 9 field goal and only scores 10 points. That's pretty rough, man, when you're trying to complain and say that you're carrying teams. You can't have a performance like that. Meanwhile, Drew Gooden, he starts. He only plays 25 minutes. He scores 14 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, 67% field goal. That's only in 25 minutes, man. That's good work. Pavlovich, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 50% field goal. He only played 36 minutes. I mean, LeBron had passed the ball more. Maybe they would have won. Now, this is where it really gets interesting. Daniel Gibson comes off the bench. He scores more points than LeBron. 16 points, 4 assists, 4 steals, 78% field goal, 67% from three-point line. Now, 10 of LeBron's 14 points came in the second half after they were blown out. It was over with. Game two, LeBron in the first half, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 36% field goal. By the time halftime comes around, they're down by 25 points. All right? Because LeBron just, for some reason, he can't seem to put the ball in the basket for some reason. Now, going into the fourth quarter, they're down by 27 points. So LeBron James is the only starter that stays in the game so he can pad his stats. And he still only scored 8 points in that fourth quarter. And they lost by 9. Daniel Gibson comes off the bench again, 15 points, 1 steal, 50% field goal, 40% from three-point. That's not carrying. Game 3, LeBron James sees how good Daniel Gibson's playing, so he's like, man, I got to get him on my starting role. Let me put him in here. So now he puts Daniel Gibson in the starting role. Guess what happens? With LeBron driving into double teams and getting himself trapped and having to kick it out at the last minute, he makes Daniel Gibson go down to 1 for 10 field goals, while LeBron takes 23 shots. 23 shots to score 25 points. Not good. Game 4, LeBron James took 30 field goals, missed 20 of them. 33% field goal, 29% from three-point, 33% from the free throw line. He scores 24 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, and has 6 turnovers. You can't say you carried when you took 30 shots and 8 other teammates of yours only took 54 shots. You can't say you carried when it takes you 22 and a half field goal attempts to average 22 points a game. I'm sorry, man. LeBron never carried anybody. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make a part 2 to this, and it's going to cover the rest of his playoff failures.